Hey guys, told myself I wasn't going to make this video until we hit 100 subscribers, which we just hit this week. We're up to 104, so thank you to all 104 of you that have subscribed. I really appreciate it. We're at over 7,000 views, which is just great, and I really appreciate everybody tuning in, so thank you so much for that. The reason I wanted to wait to make this video till we had a nice subscriber base is because at the end I'm going to put out a challenge to you guys to email me, and so stick around for that challenge at the end of the video. I hope to hear from all 104 of you subscribers. And quick order update, I reached out to my dealer this morning and he finally agreed to put something in writing to lock in the MSRP that we discussed. No dealer markups, so that is good news regarding my particular order, since it's looking like if you haven't already ordered one, you're probably not going to get one until 2023. So I was thrilled to hear that he would lock in the MSRP, so good news on that. Diving into the topic of today's video, the public charging network. Every year I take a road trip from Cincinnati, Ohio, where I live, to the Outer Banks. Now in a gas car, that's about a 700-mile trip, but just so I wasn't blindsided, I started researching now how much more of a headache that trip would be with the Ford Lightning, specifically the standard range Ford Lightning that I plan on ordering when it becomes my turn. I went to plugshare.com, which I would really recommend checking out. You can sort by what plug your vehicle uses. It'll only show you charging stations with your plug. You can sort by how fast that charger is capable of charging. And so I think it's a great resource for those of us who might be getting into our first EV. It's a great tool to learn to use if you are planning a road trip. They even have a trip planner on that website. So I'll put the link in the description below. So I went to plugshare.com just to kind of ballpark how different my road trip would be in the Ford Lightning with that 230-mile range. So looking at that trip in a gas vehicle, again, 704 miles, and Google says it'll take 11 hours and 1 minute. That's if you don't have to stop for gas, which I usually stop 3 times. Looking at it from an EV perspective, right off the bat, you know, I only on PlugShare said show me chargers that were 50 kilowatts or faster, and that narrowed it down pretty significantly, especially in West Virginia. I learned that West Virginia has absolutely no DC fast chargers of 50 kilowatts or greater, and that's why I've alluded to my disdain for West Virginia in previous videos. But 18 months from now, maybe there'll be a few more chargers sprinkled throughout the United States, except West Virginia. Don't get me started on West Virginia. Because it's pretty much a charging desert, especially when you're trying to road trip across it. As you can see, my road trip from Cincinnati to the Outer Banks, you usually cut right across West Virginia, and so at first I was nervous that I would have to avoid West Virginia entirely, go down through Kentucky, then to Tennessee, then to Virginia, and then over to the Carolinas. Thanks to the 230-mile range on the Ford Lightning, the start of the trip is identical in a gas and electric vehicle. You're going to go from Cincinnati to Gallipolis. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but feel free to comment below if you're from any of these towns. If I'm saying the names wrong, please correct me. So Gallipolis, that's 151 miles. We'll stop there to recharge. I plan on recharging up to 90-95%, even though theoretically I would only have to recharge to however long the next leg of my trip is, but I feel like I'm going to recharge up to 90 or 95% just to allow a buffer in case we get rerouted or there's traffic, or you know, the station we were planning on charging at has broken plugs. So going to charge there in Gallipolis. Then we are still able to cut right across West Virginia, not do any charging there because they don't really have any chargers, and then stop in Wytheville, Virginia. So in Wytheville, they've got 4 plugs that charge at 150 kilowatts, which I think is as fast as the Lightning can charge. So then we'll go from Wytheville to Staunton, Virginia. That's another 153 miles. We'll recharge there back up to 90%. Then from Staunton, we'll go to Newport News. They have got a lot of chargers there. Specifically, there's, I think, an Electrify America charging station, and that has 10 plugs that can all charge at 150 kilowatts, so that's great. Probably won't have to wait very long there. Then from Newport News, we'll go down and then loop back up towards Corolla out on the Outer Banks. So that trip from Newport News to Corolla is another 120 miles. So that trip that we just described, the footprint is pretty similar to in a gas vehicle. There's just one little stretch Basically, when you have to go down to Wytheville and then back up to Staunton is a little longer than it would be in a gas vehicle because of that charging in Wytheville. But so that trip is now 12 hours and 14 minutes, so we're already over an hour longer, and it's 775 miles instead of 704. Now that doesn't take into account charging time, which optimistically, for the purposes of this research, I'm going to say is 35 to 40 minutes, when really it could take a lot longer depending on a lot of variables, charging conditions, the temperature, how many other people are charging at that station. Now we've taken an 11-hour trip in a gas vehicle, and we're up approaching the 14-hour range. So it's a notably more difficult road trip. So this is where I put the challenge out to you. Plot out your yearly vacation road trip. Plot it out on Google Maps. Send me a screenshot to the email address that I've listed right here. And I'm going to give a prize to whoever sends me the road trip that is most negatively impacted by doing it in an all-electric vehicle, specifically the Ford Lightning. Because that 230-mile range is great for commuting, but it's just almost barely not enough for road tripping. And I plan on doing a lot more road tripping for these videos once we get our Ford Lightning Pro in our hands. And that's why this is a topic I'm so passionate about. And it's a topic I think we all should get interested in as people adopting EVs. The goal of this video is not to be pessimistic. It's really just to draw attention to the fact that our public charging network needs to improve. Now, I realize that battery packs are going to get bigger over these next few years, but that doesn't mean that longer range vehicles are necessarily going to get more affordable. Email me with your road trip. You can put a blurb about all the headaches that pop up for you when you plot out your road trip, and I've already picked out the prize. I can't wait to send it. It's just a cool little Ford Lightning thing. So I look forward to hearing from all of you. Hopefully I get all 100 subscribers to email with their road trip. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll have a follow-up video maybe in a couple weeks where I'll unveil the winner, who wins the prize, who had the worst EV road trip, and I'll talk about it on the channel. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.